Good day, folks. Welcome to Organizational Behavior Intersession 2022. In this video, I'm going to give you an overview. We're going to do a welcome, tell you what things are about. We're going to be reviewing the syllabus, organization, and use of Canvas, and we'll introduce the first assignment of getting to know each other. As a little bit of a background, I have the opportunity to know a few of you and look forward to meeting the rest of you. My undergraduate degree is from SUNY Fredonia. My graduate degree is from RIT in Leadership and Innovation. Originally, I'm a certified public accounting. I practiced public accounting for a while. A good portion of my professional career was with HSBC. I was a senior vice president, and I dealt with accounting policy and procedures, how to deal with unusual accounting transactions, internal, external accounting, problem solving, fix things that were broken. I was part of an organizational change project, and then I led a business team of a multi-billion-dollar business serving retail and small business in 25 locations. Then I became the executive director of the Southwest Planning Committee in Rochester, where I did housing, community, and economic development. Geneseo was actually my fourth career. I started as an adjunct teaching leadership, and I have been full-time since 2009 here at the college. Seems like yesterday I started. I teach finance, organizational behavior. I am more a professor of practice, applied. What do you with what we teach you? How do you use it? What does it mean? And I'm advisor to the Student Managed Investment Fund. I'm director of School of Business Interns, and I'm a coach in that role. A lot of my community involvement is around food accessibility, the West Side Farmers Market, and St. Peter's Kitchen. I'm also on the President's Sustainability Commission, looking at sustainability here on campus and what does that mean. Well, how to be successful in this course. There is a difference between online learning and online teaching. I'm not here to teach you, okay? I'm here to facilitate your learning. How can I help you learn? You don't necessarily need me to give you information. You can read, but it's what information should you be looking at? What does it mean and how do you use it? It's online teaching is passive, online learning is active, so you're going to have to engage. And this course has been built to facilitate your learning. You need to engage, not just watch lectures or read. Successful students plan and organize their time. I've made this course available to you today, which is the 20th of December. So even though we don't officially start till January, you have extra time to work on it. So plan and organize your time. Watch the weekly video when it's issued. I'm going to do a weekly video to give you an update of where you should be. Organizational behavior is a mix between a science and an art. The starting point in many of this is what happened in the past. What is the firm going to be doing to be successful in the future? And what does the future look like if they do succeed? And a broader worldwide environment, we're not in isolation. Move from a rules-based approach to a more logic-based approach. Now, COVID has completely upturned everything around how organizations behave. And I think at first, if you go back to March of 20, there was so much unknown, and now we're moving forward. And I think it's important that we see these changes, but what can you do to be able to be successful in this new environment? And one of the other things that's changed, and we're going to talk a lot about this, is the focus on environmental, social, and governance issues. It's become more important than ever. It's often referred to as stakeholder capitalism, and companies that focus on these over time have had better long-term performance. So the stakeholder view of the firm is there's the business, but there's many stakeholders who are all impacted by the actions of the business. Employees, that includes minorities, women, older employees, unions, activists. You have owners who our shareholders, there's board member, institutional, individuals, there's consumers. Then there are product liability issues, social activists. If we come back here to the community, environmental groups, civics group, general groups. Now, as part of this, you can't just focus on one. You can't just focus on the stockholder, that if you're going to succeed long term, it's how do you meet the requirements of everyone so your business can be sustainable over time. What I would like you to do is take a read through this letter that Larry Fink said earlier in the year, and I think you'll help understand some of the pandemic and ESG. Right now, everything is on Canvas. So one of the models that we look for in management and leadership is this cycle. It's called PDCA. Plan something, do something, check, and adjust, and act. So it's this continuous improvement. So now let's take a brief look at the syllabus. What I'd like to do now is review the syllabus. It is important that you read the syllabus, understand what's required, and the time framework. We're doing this class, which we normally do in 15 weeks. We're doing it essentially in 3 to 4 weeks. It's clearly doable. You need to plan and organize. This course is really to give you an understanding of organizational culture, behavior, and design. We're going to take a look about individual behavior within groups and organizations, leadership and decision making that is totally changing by COVID. You'll hear a lot more about that. This is consistent with our mission. You're going to be able to, when you're done with this, a successful student, be able to define and understand the theoretical approaches to management. Understand the relationships between organizational behavior, business success, and failure. Concepts that are applying to current business situation and to your own life. How does organizational concepts influence your individual behavior? How do you work as a team? Understand current events within the context of organizational behavior. It's a great time to be doing this. Be able to present concepts orally and writing in a virtual setting. Understand the impacts of environmental, social, and governance issues. There is a text out there. You don't need to necessarily have it, but if you want to use it. The course is going to be delivered lecture format in Canvas, presentations of articles and peer reviews, writing of self-assessments and reflections, very big piece of this, and then one-on-one discussions that we may have. How are we grading? The first assignment is getting to know each other, 3 points. Current issues presentation, 10. Peer engagement with current issues presentation is 8. 4 self-assessment reflections, 42 and 37 for quizzes. And these are how the letter grades will be computed. We'll go through all this to figure out how to do it. So first thing is, let's go back. There's an assignment that's for getting to know you. It's in the first module here, and you can follow the instructions to do that. The current issues presentation and peer engagement with presentations is the best part of the class, in my opinion. I think we all learn from it, especially as you see some of the issues that COVID-19 is forcing on businesses and the change that's happening. You're going to work in teams of 2 or 3, and you'll be given an article, and you're going to have a 10-minute presentation to the class that summarizes the article, what the key issues are, how it will affect personal organization factors, and how will it impact you. You have to let me know who you're going to work with. 2 or 3 people is fine. Once you have a team, I'll provide an article to you, and then we schedule a virtual discussion. We'll be doing these throughout the month. We can do them in the morning, noon, evening, night to make sure that we have them. That's worth 10 points. And then you need to participate in 4 real-time discussions with the current issues presentation. So you'll have the delivery of 1 and participate in 4. Now this isn't a presentation like you've ever given before, unless you've had me for a class, and then you know exactly what we're talking about. It's not you just getting up and talking and everybody clapping and sitting down. It's a dialogue. We have discussions so we can explore and learn together. Next piece are self-reflection journals, and these are different activities for you to better understand your personal behaviors, how they relate to organizational success, identify opportunities for improvement, and for you to develop a plan for your future success. And here's a little metric of how they're going to be evaluated. Tells you what different things are, the focus. Quizzes will be online. It's on application, not memorizations. There are multiple choice, fill in the blank, short answers. Dates are indicated below. You can use whatever resource you have, but it's more about how do you apply and what does it mean. So we're starting out, first day of class, needing to get done with getting to know each other, January 4th. All individuals must identify your partner and submit your name to me no later than January 5th. Reflection 1 is due January 7th. Quiz 1 is available. You have 24 hours to do it on June 13th. And the final is on January 24th. Again, you have 24 hours to start it, so it gives you some flexibility. Reflection 2 is January 14th. Reflection 3, the 19th. Reflection 4, the 23rd. All of them are out there today for you to work on. Okay? And we're going to start with the introduction to organizational behavior. We're going to talk about the history of organizational behavior, individual effectiveness, organizational factors. You want to make sure you read through the student success resources because they're there for you to be successful. Now, let's take a look at Canvas. When you log on, you're only going to see that there's a place for home and grades. You will see announcements here, and we're going to start with Welcome to Organizational Behavior. Start here. There's the Welcome and Course Orientation, which we are going through right now. The syllabus is attached, and the first assignment is getting to know each other, week 1. And essentially, with this, you're going to create a video to introduce yourself. And basically, you click here, and I'm going to join with my Microsoft. You do have to join, and I think I got this one right. Yeah, I do. So what I'd like you to do is introduce yourself. And please introduce yourself. Name, what's your major and year? Where will you be taking this course from? Why are you taking this course? What's your favorite color? A bonus if you let me know in the video. How can I remember you? So you create a response, and then you need to go in and review others. So I think you should look at 4 or 5, and you respond to that so that we can get to know each other. This is also a good way to find 1 or 2 people to work with you on the current events presentation. So let's go back now. After we do that, we'll just click back. What you're going to see is everything is organized here. Everything is available now. One of the key things is your reflections. So when you go through them, all the instructions are there. Here a student is actually reflecting on the reflections. If you watch that, I would encourage you to do that. But when you look at it, there is a video to explain what you need to do. There's specific steps, and there's information to do that. So these are sort of focused reflections. You should do them in a video format, a combination PowerPoint and video format. It's easier to talk than to try to write, and that way you won't be overwhelmed with writing tons of stuff. Sometimes when we talk, we just share much better. So we got that. The other thing is our current issues presentation. There's a sample here, and post your events here. But you need to email me who you're going to be working with, and I'll get you an article. We can get you on the calendar for when you want to present, and all that will be shared with you weekly. So everything is out here today. There's nothing more that I will be adding to it, so you can start in well before the start date and get as much done as you can. The only dates that we really need to stay focused on with don't have too much movement is our quizzes. That's where we got to keep them at those midpoint and at the end. But everything else you can work on, get done, do your reflections, whatever you need to balance it. Now on this source, on the macro overview, if you're taking financial statement analysis with me, we have the same thing there. So it'll count to, do both, and it is important. So that's the course as it's ready to go. If you have questions, don't wait. Reach out to me, email me, text me. We'll try to get them answered very quickly so that you can keep moving and get the most out of this class that you can. If you have any questions, do let me know.